Coach Norvell on Friday, day 3. He said that practice started well, ended well. There was kind of a lull in the middle of it, energy-wise. How do you feel you guys responded today? How the practice was in general?
I definitely feel like we took a step today. We started practice fast, approached all the individual periods with the right speed, the right tempo, all the team periods the same way, and we finished on the right note today.
You've really been on the name that everyone's been talking about defensively, and just the step that you've taken over the offseason. A couple days into practice, how you felt that momentum carry over for you and where you're at?
Just doing what I'm asked to do. Not trying to do anything other than that, but do my 111, and help the defense be successful, and that's pretty much it. Just doing my 111, doing what I'm asked to do. Yeah.
Chris? Coach Norvell referenced the first day of pads that you could be felt on a football field. How much do you take pride in your physicality, and how much does Tony White's defense allow you to put that on display?
Yeah, physicality, that's something, I was just brought up on ever since I was young. That's what I was taught. So I definitely say that's one of my biggest attributes to my game. I want opposing offenses to feel me. So, that's how I'm going to practice, and that's how I'm going to approach my practices every day, and that's how I'm going to approach the game. So that's it. And being at the rover position, it allows me to play fast with eyes in the backfield, so it allows me to come down, full speed, make those big hits, on opposing offenses, and as well as playing the deep half of the field. So it just allows me to showcase my talents overall.
Brenda? Now that you've had spring, summer, a little bit of camp here too, what stands out the most to you about Tony's defense and then Coach White, just like as a person, his coaching style, what stood out to you? So you can take part.
Definitely his attitude and his approach, definitely in a good way. He has a great attitude. It's firm, and he wants us to play hard and tough on the defensive side of the ball, and that's the type of mindset he brings every day in and day out. And that's something that we harp on, and that's what the defense is doing. I'm saying we're listening to him, all the coaches as well, not just Coach Tony White, all the secondary coaches, linebacker coaches, just the front seven, everybody, just that mindset of playing with dominant contact and no speed. That's something we're taking into consideration and doing every day in practice.
I know you talked about it a bit before. Coach Norvell mentioned it, but that position changed last season and how much more comfortable you felt. And you kind of just touched on it there. But your skill set in the Tony White defense, just how has that made you feel more comfortable out there on the field?
Just allowing me to play with more vision, being at that rover position, being in the middle of the field all the time, just having my eyes, in all segments of the field, that allows me to play fast. And y'all know how physical I am, so that just it's gonna be crazy.
Larry?
The way Coach White and Coach Pat and Coach Cooper, the way they talk about you, like they are so confident in you. Can you feel that? And what does it do for you as a player?
Yes, I definitely feel that. The things they ask me to do, that's what I'm doing, and I'm taking that into consideration, and just being on top of my stuff and being on top of my game, just controlling what I can control and just being that player for the team. I try to stay in that intermediate level, not get too high and not get too low, and not really. Obviously, I listen to what they're telling me, but what I'm saying, I don't want to get myself too big-headed. I'm just trying to prepare for the first game, and that's what our main focus is on. I'm just doing my 111, like I said, trying to help the defense be successful.
Corey?
The guy that we've made a lot about his physicality and times were brought up. How much does it bother you when you're playing with someone that doesn't show that kind of physicality? And are you the type of person that will go tell them, hey man, that's not how we need to play?
Definitely. If I don't feel your presence, I'm saying, I'm gonna let you know in a good way though. Like I'm gonna uplift you, as a teammate as I should. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna tell you like, hey man, pick it up. Like we need you. I gotta feel your presence. I'm saying, and like the opposing offense, they need to feel us, bro. So step your game up as a teammate.
Is that more of a role that you take now because you probably are going to play a lot more this year? Do you feel like you're more comfortable in that role?
Yeah, definitely. I feel more comfortable. Just bringing my guys up around me and taking that step as far as getting those guys to be more physical with me. You know what I'm saying? But that's definitely me being a good teammate, just uplifting those guys and having that physicality in their mindset and their approach.
Earl, you mentioned about the role position. How long did it really take you to get to know that position, or how long did it really take you how long did it really take you to adjust to that position role, and you were asked to do a lot of last year?
You know, as soon as the new coaching staff came in, Coach T. White and Coop, you know, they sat me down. You know, obviously they seen some of the footage from last year. They kind of knew what they wanted to do with me already. So just them coming in and telling me they wanted to play the rover position. You know, I just sat down, you know, watched some of the film from last year that those guys were doing at Nebraska, watching their rover, and obviously just taking that in consideration and applying my knowledge and just watching how they did things over there and just taking control and doing that here. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no big issue. I feel like that's the right position for me.
Chris?
What did the addition of Jerry to the room mean for the entire group? And also just talk about playing off of each other when you guys are out there in the secondary.
Jerry, he was definitely a great addition to this team. You know, he's the juice man. He's the energy guy. He likes to bring dudes up. He likes to bring other dudes up around him. Like I said, he has a fiery edge to him. Being that he's not the biggest dude, but he plays with a lot of passion, a lot of heart. You know, I love that, and I feel that, you know, the other 10 guys can feed off his energy, and he's going to allow us to make plays, and he's going to make plays himself.
What did you see from KJ Kirkland this offseason early on?
KJ, he definitely took a lot of steps. KJ, he's been in the weight room, been taking that serious. He's been in the film room with me, Jerry, you know, all those guys, Quindarius, you know, Jabril Ross, Edwin Joseph. And we all been you know, hard on each other, getting our chemistry right, you know, because we're going to be on the back seven, back five, you know what I'm saying? All of us going to be playing together, but, you know, he definitely took a few steps, or a whole bunch of steps, I would say. You know, just coming down, playing in the half, you know, you play in the box, you do a lot of things with KJ. And yeah, I feel like you took a lot of positive steps, you know, off season.
Coach Shatan, prior to fall camp, said that this defense may be one that may be able to generate more takeaways because specifically with the defensive backs, you're not playing as much press. I know it doesn't matter so much for you because you're going to be over the top, but what do you think the potential is for this defense to generate takeaways, and has that manifested at all through the first 4 so practices?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we're gonna create a lot of turnovers, you know, for this team. Just Coach White allowing us to, you know, fly around, like I said, like, you know, with the 3-3-5 defense. That was going to create a lot of turnovers for us. As I said, the defense is going to allow us to fly around and make plays. That's the simplest way I can put it for you. So.
Do 2 more, Liam.
Earl, we've heard you say it, we've heard Coach Norvell say it, Tony say it, you know, you're doing what they need you to be. What is it, you don't have to give it all up, what is it they're challenging you, and what is it that this team needs you to be?
Just to take that step and be a leader on the team and be more vocal on the back end. Because, you know, I'm kind of controlling it back there at that rover position. So obviously I need to be more vocal and, you know, take guys by the hand and try to bring that physicality mindset to their game and their approach. You know what I'm saying? How I attack things. Coach just wants me to bring those guys up with me, and that's what I'm doing. So.
Ira, last one.
When you go back and watch Nebraska's defense, is it pretty much just saying, okay, this guy did this is what I do, or is it changing even from year to year and based on what you guys can do skill-wise?
Just watching their defense last year, it was just me filling the defense out, and just it's helping me put myself in a better position. You know what I'm saying? Feeling those live game reps, you know, watching those game reps, just watching that's gonna help me, you know, put myself in a better position to make plays. Even when the play might not be mine, just being a little savvy, just picking up on different things that I seen from their last year's game footage. I feel like that's gonna help me a lot, and it's gonna allow me to make plays for the defense.
Thanks, Earl.
No problem.